It was her wedding day. A grand affair filled with glamour and high society. Elena, my ex-wife, stood at the center of it all, dressed in expensive white silk, surrounded by wealthy friends who matched her taste for luxury. I had no plans of being there, not until a week earlier when a fancy gold-trimmed envelope arrived at my modest home. It was an invitation from her. At first, I thought it had to be a mistake, or perhaps a cruel joke meant to flaunt her upgraded life. But something inside me nudged go. So I did. 5 years had passed since the divorce. 5 years since she left behind our small home and the quiet, humble life we once shared. She told me I was too small for her, and I never argued. I let her go without a word, choosing peace over conflict. In time, I built a new life. Not flashy, not loud, but meaningful. My carpentry business thrived, my soul found quiet, and for once, I was truly content. That life had no place in her world of champagne brunches and curated perfection. Yet, here I was, walking into a venue that sat atop the city, dressed in boots and a shirt with the scent of fresh sawdust clinging to it. Eyes turned. Conversations paused. My presence, clearly out of place, drew attention. Elena noticed me from across the terrace. With a sly grin, she made her way toward me, her bridesmaids in tow. Their laughter came before the words. "You actually came," she sneered. "Didn't expect you to make it up this far without a shuttle bus." Her friends giggled. "Still fixing tables for pocket change?" One of them asked, wine in hand. I met their mockery with a steady gaze. "I live simply, and everything I own is paid off." The laughter faltered for just a second. Then it happened. From the side, her groom stepped in, tall, sharp, confident, drink in hand. But when he saw me, something inside him cracked. The glass in his grip tilted. Color drained from his face. He whispered one word. "You." The mood shifted instantly. The music faded. The guests stopped talking. Elena frowned. "Wait, do you know each other?" she asked. Her fiancé, now visibly unsettled, replied quietly, "More than you can imagine." The truth unraveled in front of everyone. "I think you should ask him where we met," I said calmly. Elena turned to her fiancé, confused and growing anxious. "What is he talking about?" she pressed. After a long silence, he finally spoke. "Years ago, before I met you, I worked in finance. Big firm. But there was a scandal, a whistleblower. I didn't know it was your ex back then." His voice faltered. "He's the one who reported us." The gasp from the crowd was almost theatrical. People leaned in. Some looked horrified. Elena stared at him, stunned. "Reported? For what?" I stepped forward. "Insider trading. Securities fraud. Embezzlement." The company buried it, but I turned over every file to the federal authorities. "Nathan, he made a deal and vanished. Changed careers. Changed names." I looked him straight in the eye. "Never thought I'd see you again. Then your name appeared on a wedding invitation." Elena staggered, her expression crumbling. You're a criminal. You lied to me." Nathan reached for her, desperate. "I didn't lie. I just didn't tell everything. I built a new life. I thought it was behind me." "But it wasn't," I said calmly. "Funny, isn't it? You left me chasing glitter. And found someone who was just better at hiding dirt." She turned to me, shaken. "You knew? You knew who he was and still came." I shrugged. "Let's just say I believe in karma. And karma asked me to RSVP." The silence returned, heavier than before. No one knew what to say. Nathan looked as if the earth might crack open beneath his feet. Elena clung to a pillar, face pale, chest heaving. "You said your past was clean," she whispered to him. "You swore you had nothing to hide." "I had to say that," he admitted. "If I told you the truth, you wouldn't have given me a second look. You wanted wealth, power, prestige." Her face twisted. It was all true. She hadn't chosen love. She'd chosen status. And now, that status was disintegrating in front of everyone who'd been meant to admire it. "You always said he was pathetic," one bridesmaid mumbled, pointing at me. "Said he'd never move on. Said he lived in a shack and ate instant noodles." Someone else, an older man in an expensive suit, spoke up. "Nathan, is that why you left the firm? We heard whispers, investigations, but never knew who the whistleblower was." Now they did. Nathan said nothing. His silence spoke louder than words. I glanced at Elena, her mascara streaked, her confidence unraveling. You humiliated me, I said, calm but firm. Right here in front of everyone. You called my life small. But let me tell you something, I said, facing the room. Yes, my life is simple. But it's real. I earn my living with honest work, not shady dealings hidden in spreadsheets. I sleep without guilt. And when someone shakes my hand, they're not wondering what I'm hiding. A soft stir moved through the guests. Someone clapped before stopping, but the tone had shifted. Elena no longer held the spotlight as a glowing bride. She was simply exposed. Nathan finally tried to reclaim the moment. This doesn't change anything, he insisted. We love each other. We can fix this. But Elena was already backing away from him, eyes wide, her head shaking. I gave up everything for this day, she whispered. For you. For this fantasy. Her gaze swept across the room, the bridesmaids whispering, the film crew lowering their cameras. And you gave me disaster. Her voice cracked. Then she turned to me, eyes raw and swollen. Did you come just to ruin me? I met her stare without flinching. You didn't need my help for that, I replied. I just showed up so you'd have to face it. Gasps turned to hushed voices. Whispers grew into murmurs, murmurs into judgment. Elena stood in the middle of it all. No longer a bride, just a fallen idol in the middle of her own unraveling. One by one, her bridesmaids moved away. The ones who giggled beside her just hours ago were suddenly remembering they had images to protect. Nathan stood frozen, sweat forming at his brow. His expensive suit couldn't hide his panic. We can fix this, he tried again, gripping her wrist. She ripped it away. No. You won't drag me down too. Then the venue's event manager approached, clearly unsure how to proceed. Mrs. Elena, do you want to continue with the ceremony? The silence that followed was the heaviest moment yet. Elena blinked, looking at the fading scene. The photographer packing up, the caterers standing awkwardly, the seats slowly emptying. She glanced at Nathan one last time. Then at me. There was no hatred in her face, just a deep, aching understanding. She had chosen image over love, illusion over honesty. And now she had nothing left. She didn't answer. Instead, she removed her veil, let it slip to the floor, and walked alone down the aisle meant for her perfect future. As she passed through the gates, Nathan called after her, desperate. No one stopped him. No one followed. The wedding was over. But the consequences were just beginning. I walked away too, as quietly as I had come. Near the valet, one of Elena's aunts approached me. She was older, soft-spoken with wise eyes. You've changed, she said gently. So has she, I answered. Difference is I grew. She gave a slow nod. I hope she understands someday what she really lost. I didn't reply. Some people only learn after everything is gone. Sometimes truth doesn't need revenge, it's enough on its own. 3 years passed beneath a different sky. The story of that day spread quietly in high places. They called it the hilltop collapse. A dazzling wedding turned disaster. A bride's dream ruined. And an ex-husband who arrived quietly but left as the only one with grace. I never explained myself. I didn't need to. Like finely crafted wood, the truth doesn't need gloss to shine. Nathan's reputation didn't survive. Investigators dug into old records. Boards he joined under fake names removed him. Deals fell apart. His money, frozen and seized. He moved cities, tried again, but the shame followed. His name became a warning. Elena's fall was slower. She tried returning to her social circle, but faded status isn't welcome for long. Friends stopped including her. People avoided her name, not out of anger, but embarrassment. She started a podcast once, reclaiming me. 2 episodes in, it disappeared. Word was she went home to her parents, later renting a modest flat far from the city center. She took up marketing work, simple, unremarkable, and for the first time, lived the kind of life she used to ridicule. As for me, I kept my life simple. My carpentry business kept growing. I brought on 3 young workers, good people with strong hands and no inherited privilege. We built homes, not just furniture. I taught them how to work with care. I taught them that quiet honesty lasts. People say revenge is best served cold. But I never sought revenge. I just lived well. That was enough. One afternoon, as I was finishing a custom bookshelf, I got a letter. Cream envelope. No sender listed. Inside a short note. You were right about everything. I hope you found the piece I lost. Elena. I folded it carefully, placed it in my drawer. Did I feel anything? Yes. Not anger. Not triumph. Just closure. Because some people spend their whole lives chasing reflections. But me? I build with oak and iron. And every night, I sleep in peace.